Greetings, brethren. I found a verse here that the Father and Son directly speak to each other. That Jesus addressed the Father, and the Father directly addresses Jesus Christ back. And I just wanted to share with you that verse, but I don't know very too many other verses where they directly speak to each other, that their words are recorded, that the one says one thing and the other answers. But I'll give you two verses that Jesus and the Father are speaking independently of each other. One at his baptism. And in Matthew chapter 3, verses 13 and 17, then cometh Jesus from Galilee to Jordan unto John, to be baptized of him. But John forbade him, saying, I have need to be baptized of thee, and comest thou to me? And Jesus answered, said unto him, Suffer to be so now, for thus it becometh us to fulfill all righteousness. Then he suffered him. Then Jesus, when he was baptized, went up straightway out of the water, and lo, the heavens were opened unto him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove, and lighting upon him. And lo, a voice from heaven, saying, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Jesus said, Suffer it be now, for thus becometh us to fulfill all righteousness. And after that, after he was baptized, the Father out of heaven, saying, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. So they are speaking independently of each other. Another instance of the Father and Son speaking independently of each other is on the Mount of Transfiguration. In Matthew chapter 17, verses 1 to 9, And after 6 days Jesus taketh Peter, James, and John his brother, and bringeth them up into a high mountain apart, and was transfigured before them, and his face did shine as the sun, and his raiment was white as the light. And behold, there appeared unto them Moses and Elijah, talking with them. Then answered Peter, and said unto Jesus, Lord, it is good for us to be here. If thou wilt, let us make here 3 tabernacles, one for thee, one for Moses, and one for Elias, or Elijah. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them. And behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their face, and sore afraid. And Jesus came and touched them and said, Rise, be not afraid. So Jesus is still on earth, and spoke independently. The Father, a voice out of heaven, said, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him. After that, Jesus said to them, and touched them, Arise, be not afraid. When they lifted up their eyes, they saw no man, save Jesus only. And they came down from the mountain. Jesus charged them, saying, Tell the vision to no man, until the Son of Man be risen again from the dead. So now we come to the verse where I found where the Father, Jesus says to the Father, Glorify thy name, and the Father answered him, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. So they are speaking to one another. So this has to first, I'll read the verse. Don't want to get ahead of myself. So John 12, verses 27-28. Now is my soul troubled. What shall I say? Father, save me from this hour. But for this cause came I unto this hour. Father, glorify thy name. Then came there a voice from heaven, saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. So this, Jesus says, glorify thy name, and the Father says, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. So this proves that the Father and Son are two separate persons, two distinct persons, two separate persons. That the Father is not in the Son, right? The Father is not indwelling in a body. That Jesus is not the Father, because Jesus says, glorify thy name, and Jesus is on the earth, and the Father said, coming from heavens, I both glorified it and will glorify it again. Glorify his name, the Father's name. So Jesus said something to the Father, and the Father answered directly. So you see there that you can't say like the modalists do, that the Father indwelt. The Father was the consciousness of Jesus Christ, the body, or what have you, or the Father was indwelling in the body, because Jesus was speaking to the Father. While Jesus was on earth, was speaking to the Father, which is in heaven, and the Father responded to Jesus from heaven. So that proves that Jesus Christ is not the Father; they're distinct persons. So I just want to show you this, that I found something that directly states that they were speaking to each other. So hopefully this gives you some insight. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Take care.